All right, let's do this, baby. Billy, I can't hear you, brother. Yeah, I don't know what's up with that. Yeah, I don't know what's up with that.
Okay. Yo, Onk, you can hear me?
I can hear you. I can't hear Bill.
His mic is muted.
Yeah,
Yo, Onk, you can hear me?
I can hear you. I can hear you. I can't hear Bill.
His mic is muted.
Yeah, yeah. See, I'm able to play it back on YouTube, but I can't hear Bill.
All right, 1 second.
There you
What
are.
about now?
Yep.
All right, hold on. Let me see why this intro keeps playing.
We got Gen X tech support in the house, baby.
Bro, this is the second time in a row we're having issues.
Yeah, they happen.
All right, let me figure out what I did wrong here.
Folks, this show was not taped in front of a live studio audience.
Bro.
Instead, we're just doing it all live, and if we screw up, we screw up. It's great.
All right, hold on. I'll figure out how to turn off the media assets. That's what we'll do.
All right, here we go.
What?
Oh,
you gotta be kidding me.
Ladies and gentlemen, your favorite uncle's remix once again.
Hey, Johnny, I'm leaving and hopping back out. I don't know what's going on with my StreamYard.
All right, well, while he's doing that, guys, don't forget, check us out every Monday and Thursday night, 9:35 Eastern. While he's doing that, I've actually got an online dating story for you. Actually, it's not really a story. He actually does have a question. He says, this is Dover. He says, how do you actually move from chatting to meeting on dating apps? He says, lately I keep running into the same thing on dating apps. You match with someone, you chat for a bit, then it just slowly dies. No one actually suggests meeting, and it turns into this weird pen pal situation. I'm starting to wonder if endless chatting is part of the problem, Do you think conversations would go differently if there was some kind of natural pressure on either to meet or sooner or move on? Or is it just how things are and you just have to push for a date yourself? I would say that we're probably talking a little too much on these chat conversations. We're spending too much time with the small talk, with the how's the weather, where you are kind of crap. These are situations where first few lines we should be getting phone number, contact information. We should be using that contact information for nothing more than setting up the time and the place that you're going to get together, and nothing more. We're going to have to be able to use conversation not only as not only as a means for something to say, but a means of following that body language and bottom lining those ever so important actions that I always talk about, guys. So we got Uncle Bill and JD back here in the I guess you call it studio. All right.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate it, nephew. Sorry about the technical difficulties, but the show must go on. So tonight, we're about to clear up something that's been confusing a lot of you. It's costing you time, your energy, and even opportunities. You guys, when you're scrolling through these profiles on Bumble, on Hinge, on Tinder, you read a profile that says stuff like no hookups, no friends with benefits, and you immediately switch up and change how you move. You either get careful, over polite, or you start trying to prove how different you are, or you go the other way and you think that she's lying, or you can just push through it. And I'm here to tell you tonight that both of those reactions, nephews, they put you in a weak position, because essentially what you're doing is reacting to what she said without fully understanding what she actually means. See, and I'm going to give you the game right now. When a woman writes no hookups, most of you think that that's a rule, but that's not a rule. It's a filter. The problem is you don't understand what you're being filtered for. All right, here's the truth. A woman can enjoy talking to you. She can like your personality. She can even think that you're a solid guy and still have zero sexual desire for you. And that's where a lot of you get lost. You start thinking, well, we have good conversation, or she's responding, or things are going really well. No,
she hasn't told me to F off. Yeah, yeah.
It's not the same thing. Because attraction doesn't follow the stuff that she's typed into her bio. It follows how she feels about you in real time. And if that feeling isn't there, no amount of doing the right thing is going to create it. So tonight,
you don't get to fill out a stamp card.
We're not here to argue with the things that women say. We're here to understand what they respond to, because that's a big difference. A woman who enjoys your attention and a woman who actually wants you. And if you don't know how to read the difference, you're going to keep investing in situations that are never going to go anywhere. And here's where we get to clean it up tonight as men, because we don't chase, we don't try to convince attraction, and we don't negotiate desire. We observe, we read the energy, and we decide, is it actually there, or am I just hoping that it is? Because once you start seeing this clearly, you stop wasting your time, you stop guessing, and most importantly, nephews, you stop lowering your standards just to stay in the game. Call in, drop your questions in the chat, email Uncle Johnny to get on Monday's show. Tonight, we're breaking down the difference between what she says and what she actually responds to. Lock in, nephews. Let's get to work. I'm your certified uncle. Let's go ahead and introduce the rest of the panel. Johnny, introduce yourself tonight.
So, as Uncle Bill said, I'm Johnny Dumbbell. I'm your no bullshit personal trainer and life coach out here in Pittsburgh. I give men real talk on everything from fitness to relationships, mindset, dating world, so you can stop being played and start winning for a change. Now, there are some stupid things that some guys are going to do, and Bill touched on a couple of them. What they basically mean is that you change your tone and the way you move towards the woman that you're actually attracted to. That is kind of like a method of code switching. You're that guy that talks differently to the pretty girl when she enters the room than you did anybody else who's already there. But anyway, the thing of it is, it'll make you do some stupid stuff, or make you choose to do some stupid stuff. And that's just it. You have a choice. So if you're contemplating making a choice, and that choice maybe sounds a little stupid, outlandish, fiscally irresponsible, expensive, or could land yourself in divorce court or in jail, do us a favor, shoot us an email, leave it in the live chat, call in. I mean, one of us has probably done something stupid enough to tell you why you shouldn't do the thing you're thinking about. Now, the great part about that is we are the uncles that the family has stories about. And we're not proud of some of the decisions we've made, but we are proud of the men that we became as a result of paying for those mistakes. Mistakes, by the way, that you don't have to repeat. That's why I say we screwed up so you don't have to. Let's do it.
All right, JD, go ahead and introduce yourself to everybody watching tonight. We're grateful to have you on the panel with us. So.
What's up, everyone watching tonight? My name is JD. My name is Jonathan Delaney, but call me JD. I'm here, special guest, learning, how to read these women so I won't get played, none of y'all won't get played, and, we keep our minds and, ourselves intact while we trying to, do what we got to do in this real world. You feel me? With our head on our shoulders. So, yeah.
That's what's up there. Let's get right into it tonight. Now, I'm going to actually, because I want to help JD out, we're going to now this is my Bumble. These are the random profiles Bumble's throwing at me in the Youngstown, Ohio area. I'm located in between Cleveland and Pittsburgh. So we're going to get women from both. But I typically like women in their 30s and 40s, and that's what I like to go for on this show. But I'm going to adjust the filters tonight for younger women because we want to, Uncle Johnny and I want to give JD a little bit of game on what he should be looking for with some of these women and some of the red flags and green lights and stuff like that. So let's get right into this tonight, gentlemen.
Bonus points, ladies, if you happen to be wearing Cleveland Browns gear. Uncle Bill, why?
Hey, I love Browns fans, Johnny. It's because they never expect a ring. All right. So first up tonight.
You all love it. You know it.
All right. We got Kristen here. And Johnny, we talk about this when I see him with the dog, how sometimes I like to swipe Kristen, on him, right. Just to, you know what I'm saying?
I got to tell you, I'm a sucker for the boots and the skirt thing,
she got a little bit of ink.
Cute, man.
All right, so let's go ahead and read her bio, Johnny. It says, about Kristen, here's my fun and punchy intro, and it has her IG.
Oh, crap. All right, so JD, you're new to our show. Uncle Bill, why is this such a red flag when we see somebody's Instagram handle there?
Okay, well, IG in the bio, what this usually means is that she's not investing up front. She's directing all the traffic to her app. And this will happen with women that are used to attention. Or in some cases, and Johnny and I have seen this in the past, where women want to blow up their IG. They start putting that on dating. Okay, because with Bumble, the game is you got to each swipe on each other, and then she initiates the contact first. Now, I have crafted my profile to just intrigue women throughout the entire thing. So I make it easy for myself. But some women, what they're going to do is because guys can't message them directly on Bumble, they can slide in the DMs on IG. So they're putting their IG out there, and more often than not, it's to swell the numbers of their IG. They start getting more followers. And I don't know if that's what the case here, but look, if you linger in small talk or if you can't differentiate, you're going to get lost in the crowd pretty quickly because women who do this, they're typically screening for men who stand out quickly.
Mm. In other words, they're basically looking for the top percentage of men, whatever that percentile is. And we're not saying prove that you belong there, but what we are saying here is, this is not going to be a situation where you're going to be able to just kind of give her the, hey, what's up, girl, and expect a response.
All right. Now, what I do like about her profile here, it says she drinks frequently. That kind of gives me a little bit of game on how to get at her. But let's see what else we have in the profile. I know where this path is going, but let's just break this down.
Yeah.
All right. She says here, my perfect Sunday includes brunch, a ball game, or sitting on a patio.
I mean, she's got a sporty look to her,
All right. What do you think,
sporty
JD?
dog.
Honestly, I think she's someone, looking for fun. I don't see her as someone that's looking for a commitment. Like you said about the IG, she definitely is used to getting a lot of attention, looks very outgoing. Yeah, I just feel like, she's someone to have fun
Yeah.
with, honestly.
Yeah. She is used to getting a lot of attention everywhere she goes. I could tell when her perfect Sunday brunch, sitting on a patio, ball game.
Checking my Instagram and seeing how many more followers I have.
Well, let's check this out though. She likes environments where you show up well. Like that public, social, easygoing settings. This isn't be entertaining. This is more like, can you lead with something just like simple with confidence to me? But let's see what else we got here. Okay. I know maybe I'm reading into this a little too much, Johnny. There's only a few words here, and we've only seen a few pictures.
Well, and like I said, we don't want to overanalyze and go over everything with a fine-tooth comb. But I mean, again, I think she seems sporty, outdoorsy. But I think that the dopamine addict has been kind of revealed with the Instagram handle being present, like up front and center.
Right. Yeah. Right off the rip there.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what not to do with a woman like this. The last thing you ever want to do is ask her what she wants to do. You don't want to default to some kind of generic plan of hers. Okay, because you're going to see stuff like brunch, ball game, or sitting on a patio, and some of these guys, their first date's going to be inviting her to a baseball game, Johnny.
Yeah, that or really, he's going to try to impress her with an exquisite brunch. He's going to try to woo her over bagels and lox. And let me tell you what, I will say, ladies, if you're trying to, get me into the van, bagels and lox will actually get me there. So,
okay, it says her healthy obsession is walking her dog, and then it says her simple pleasures are getting a good lift in at the gym.
Bless that bitch.
Walking my dog or watching the sunset.
I wonder if this girl's going to talk a lot about her dog on the date.
Bro, we're going to bring the dog on the date. What are you talking about?
Hey, man, I'm cool with that. Instead of feeding the ducks, we get the dog to chase the ducks. I mean, see, I almost swore. I'm sorry.
All right. So, one of the things I like to do, guys, there's only the weather's getting better. Winter's finally over. We're starting to get through the wet part of spring.
Never mind.
Like Johnny mentioned,
here right now.
Duck pond, taking women to a duck pond is a great date because you're not going to invest a lot of money. You're not going to go, okay, because we say movies are a bad date because you're sitting in the dark with a stranger and you're not talking and getting to know each other at all. And loud bars can also be like that. Like we'll see some profiles where the women will say how they like live music, but if you have ever taken women out to live music, you know that you're not really, and John, you're a DJ. You can, you want a quiet environment that you can talk in. And taking her, she likes to walk her dog. She likes to be outside. She talking about sunset here. That's kind of what I would go to. Hey, let's grab that dog. Let's meet at this beach. Let's go for a little walk because I'm really trying to see if she's going to follow my lead. Women that are into you, they create opportunities for you. Now, if this is a situation where she feels like she needs extra incentive to date me, then she would probably counter offer with like a dinner or something. Mm-hmm. And she'd get herself disqualified immediately with that.
Yeah, I mean, and that's why the nature walks, the duck pond, great places to go. And for those girls that say, teach me something, hey, you can educate her on why you don't feed bread to the ducks. All right. It's basically empty carbs. It's not good for them. And if you've ever heard angel wing dysphoria, it's bad for the ducks. Don't feed bread to the ducks.
All right, JD, when you see getting a good lift in at the gym, walking my dog, or watching the sunset, what are you thinking?
Definitely the gym thing would have reeled me in, but paying attention to, what she's putting out there. I definitely think like what she's describing, like it's kind of I'm not trying to really overanalyze this. I really feel like, she's listing simple things she liked, but you kind of, like you said earlier in the conversation, you kind of just have to like have your own sense of direction when you're dealing with someone like her, because like, I feel like people would try to, be a part of her program. Like you said, take her to places that she listed, but I don't think, I'm
So
overanalyzing.
you gotta understand
Uh,
something. As men, we're expected to stand on business at all times. So I expect that out of other people in my life as well. So we're
Yeah.
really going to see about her getting a good lift in at the gym, because her and I are going to have to go to the gym together and put some work in there and really see if she's capping or if she enjoys the gym as much as I do. Because really what you're looking for is compatibility. I want a woman that I'm compatible with. I mean, yeah, sure, I need to be attracted to her, but if she's not really in the gym like that and she's just got it on her profile, then, her and I aren't compatible. So I'm going to have to test her. We're going to have to go to the gym,
and then you guys just aren't going to work out.
All right. Well, look, let me tell you guys where you'll fumble this.
Thanks.
Because you're going to treat her like she's easy, because nothing in this profile is demanding. And you don't lead with anything specific. Something else I think a big mistake you guys make like this is when you see these profiles, you tend to blend in with every other guy. And if you go to her IG and follow her, I'm telling you right now,
At that point, her profile's basically served its purpose as far as you're concerned.
you're just another option.
Yeah. Well, I mean, actually, you're just another speck in the crowd, really.
All right. So with a woman like this, I would keep it simple, but intentional. That's the key. I wouldn't overtalk. I wouldn't try to overstay on the app. I would set the tone early. I'd show direction. We would set the date in the first 3-4 messages. It's important that you move to real world interactions. You guys can't just sit on the app where you're comfortable and talk to her and try to get to know her. It doesn't really work like that. There's no
Even if you do, you're not
that.
going to have anything to talk to on the first date when you finally do meet, if you ever meet.
Okay. One of the first things I like to send on here if I match with a woman is something real simple, like you period, me period, a drink period. Let's make this happen. With this one, I might go a little more in depth. Johnny, something I've been doing lately is hitting them with stuff out of their profile. And this is because it shows them that you're reading it and paying attention. And so I would probably say, what does she have? The part about, this brunch, a ball game, or sitting on a patio. I would probably quote that and say like something like, you sound like you like to keep it simple on purpose. Because I'm observant. It's going to kind of separate me a little. And it's what I'm really actually doing is I'm inviting her to invest. So in a way, I'm leading by sending that message.
I mean, I'm a little bit simpler than that. I mean, like I say, as soon as I saw the Instagram handle, as Randy Jackson would say, it's gonna be a no for me, dog. I'd be going left there. I think she's definitely attractive, obviously in great shape, sporty, all that great stuff. But this is somebody who, I mean, judging by, she's definitely got a good sense of fashion, and she knows it. She knows what good angles there are to take pictures of her, and I guarantee you'll find these same photos on her Instagram. So I mean, again, follow her if you want to, become another member of the crowd. But in this case, this to me is a like farmer, a very cute like farmer, but a like farmer I'm swiping left on.
Yeah, I agree. I'm passing on this one.
Thanks for playing, Kristen.
100%.
Now, if I met her at a bar, I might have a conversation with her and really enjoy her. But
Maybe.
We're not at a bar. We're on Bumble. All right, let me check this profile real quick. Basically, I got to go through them, and I'm not trying to cherry pick anything, but some women are more aware of what they put in their profiles and others, and I'm not trying to share anything that go against any of the platform's community guidelines. Mainly children.
And while Bill is completing the very first step of vetting for us, guys, if you have a great story about online dating, whether it was disastrous, hilarious, somebody sharded, I don't care what it was, put it in the live chat, shoot us an email. We'd love to hear some great stories about the wonderful world of online dating.
All right, fellas. Next up, we got, it looks like that's Joyce.
Bonus points for short stories.
34. No bio.
You really think you're pretty enough to not say anything? Okay.
All right, well, all right, I'm going to keep going here.
Hey, I mean, whatever. She's got to,
What Joyce says, what I'd really like to find is someone who cares about my kids and I.
That's a laugh, man. What?
JD, I think we're going to go ahead and let you take the floor on this one, man. Go ahead and kick things off. I think you already know what we think.
Absolutely not. That's crazy to even put on your Bumble profile. Yeah, she's just looking for, I don't know. I absolutely don't know.
I know what she's looking for. I know what she's looking for. Uncle Bill, do you know what she's looking for?
Yeah, sugar daddy. Let's be honest.
A wallet.
She's looking for a sugar daddy, or worse yet, she's looking for a simp. This lady is looking for somebody who's going to step up and say, I'll raise them just like they're my own. In fact, you go out with the girls. I'll watch them for the entire weekend or something like that. This girl is looking for somebody who is going to foot the bill for something. I think she's used to a lifestyle, or she's aspiring for a lifestyle. And this is what she's hanging an extra line out there for, man. No, JD, you hit it on the head, brother.
All right. And that's the only prompt we got.
So we honestly, this would have actually been a lot funnier if she would have just written something on a cardboard sign with a Sharpie and had this and just wrote the same thing. 100%. Stood right at the intersection of Main Street and Carson, right here in Pittsburgh on the way to the south side, towards Angelo's Pizza, best in the city. And that would have actually been at least more entertaining. This is a girl who's out there basically throwing a couple of, I got to be honest with you, mediocre pictures and basically panhandling for a simp or a sugar daddy. Yeah.
I don't like that she's even mentioning her kids like this.
I'm not even going Randy Jackson. I'm going Simon Cowell on her behind.
When you meet somebody, you're dating them. You're not dating their children. You shouldn't even meet their children for several months.
If not a year.
If not a year.
You ain't meet my kid for a year.
We're gonna pass on this one here.
100%.
Are not in alignment. All right, give me 1 second. We'll check out.
Thanks for playing, Joyce. Here. Please pull around.
All right, we got another one here, Johnny. A low effort profile.
No, come on. You mean somebody who's trying to get by on their looks?
Yeah, we got Riri here, 35.
Can you say that on YouTube?
Okay, so with Riri, there's no bio. It does say she drinks socially. Says my perfect Sunday includes coffee and my comfies with my family. I don't like there is no bio, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, there's really nothing to say, and I mean, it's like, here it is. I like coffee, I like being comfy, and I'm cute. That's what we got there.
She's just bored at this point.
I mean, she even looks bored in the photos she took. Like the one by the fountain's an exception, but that one selfie, she looks like she's like, okay, God, I guess I got to show them what I look like.
Yeah, she's bored at this point. She don't even want to be on this app.
I mean, I don't know if she wants to be on the app or not, but she sure as hell doesn't think she needs to put anything forward. Well, except for those, All
right, well, the wrong move to make here is trying to fill in the blanks. And
less effort doesn't mean you put forth
low effort profile. And we see this. Women just add a couple pictures from their camera roll to see what's out there. And these are the profiles I try to stay away from.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Some of the photos we might look at for longer than others. That's about it.
Yeah, we're going to pass on Riri too. I mean, honestly.
To the left, to the left.
No.
We got to get that button.
All right. We have Yama 23.
Uh-oh.
Mental health professional.
I see that.
Her IG too, Johnny.
Purple hair, wearing tinfoil.
All right,
Yeah, that checks
about
out.
Yamalith.
Is that really her name? Or is that really her name, or does she have to like look to type?
All right.
Oh, good. She left her
No,
IG. That way we can.
Name. She says, "No, I won't psychoanalyze you. I'm not a therapist." Well, look, if you want to check IGs, I can get IG ready for next week, and when we're running for the profile,
I was being sarcastic. I don't need to see that.
Then yeah,
no, I don't need to see that. But
you already know what's on there.
Well, it's not even about already knowing what's on there. It's the fact that we got us another like. We got another like.
She says,
farmer.
"Please show me your tattoos."
Now, see, Bill's gonna have to say, "Well, you're gonna have to pick one," and I'm not telling you where they all are.
I love seeing people's ink.
Yeah, that would be a left for me. I don't have one single tattoo on my body, so.
I got one. I'm the only person I know that has one. Everybody I know either has 0 or like a ton.
Man, I got an appointment next week. I'm about to get my elbow done. She says, a pro and con of dating me. Pro, I love talking about everything. It's a joy of mine. Con, I'm a bad driver.
So, translation, she likes to talk about herself a lot, and she doesn't use her turn signal. Yeah, don't. And listen, I live in a state right now where people act like turn signals are a sin. So, I mean, I get it. But
now, okay, I like this too. She says, instead of drinks, let's spontaneously get tattooed and talk about literature. Oh, now I look, I know women do this. They get with their girlfriends, they have a few drinks, and then they go get randomly tattooed. I think, me personally, that's not how I do it. I like to plan out entire days, but this tells me that she's a little impulsive. So I mean, it gives me a little insight into her. Also,
there's
tells
nothing
me
wrong
she
with
don't really
not being too
like
overly
that.
structured. Yeah.
All right, she says, I hope I'm really cool. I just love customizing my character.
What?
All right, Jay.
Oh, God, I got it.
What do you think?
Okay.
Yeah, she's definitely impulsive. I definitely,
she says,
personally,
I'm hoping you.
Say that one more time.
Yeah. Left for you?
Yeah. It's a left for me personally.
Was this a left for you?
Yeah, personally, it's a left for me. And I'll tell you why. I mean,
all right, what don't you like about it? Yeah, tell me why.
Personally, it's a left for me because, like, I don't know. I just don't relate to anything she's saying, and just off of like, and her, I just don't relate. I don't know. I need to have a better explanation.
You're not in alignment with her. You're not compatible.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I'm not in alignment with anything compatible with that. Yeah.
No, honestly, for me, she's a little young for me. I'm gonna go left on this, but she does seem pretty cool though.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really care so much about that, but you threw a few things together. So, yeah.
You don't like it when they put the IGs in there, Johnny.
I mean,
I
it's
think
not
we
that I
need
don't
to
like
start
it.
doing some more investigating
it,
when they put the IGs in there and actually start going on the IG and seeing what they're putting
for me
out
right there.
there.
You combine the fact that we're talking about a pink-haired cosplay kind of girl, along with the fact that she throws her Instagram in there, along with the fact that she really doesn't have much else to say. That that's where it's not just one factor, but when you throw all these three things together, this woman's looking for more of a bandwidth of attention than she is looking for a partner on this particular app. I mean, when you and see that's the thing, when you throw your Instagram on there, I don't think you're throwing it on there to get me to come get to know you. You're getting it on there so that I can follow, so that you can follow, so he can follow, and then she can just kind of again gain that following, go from hundreds to thousands of subscribers. That's what I'm always going to envision when I see somebody leaving their Instagram on their profile. I see no other reason to do that.
I definitely agree with you. I mean, I never, if I ask girl for her number and she pull out and say Instagram, automatically I'm like, yeah, I don't think she's that interested. Like, I'm definitely
not only that, but I mean, in her case, if you go to the Instagram on hers, you're going to see a bunch of cosplay photos. I'd be willing to bet. And that's where you're going to see the whole feeling cute. Thought I'd dress up like Sailor Moon for a day.
I'm telling you, Johnny. Yep, she's dressing up like Sailor Moon in the bedroom for me. She is cosplaying some wild stuff for me. I like cosplaying women. I'm telling you.
Well, then you better get to following her Instagram
for me, baby. Let's do this.
Well, hey, you know how to follow her on Instagram, man.
All right. Hey, I'm not looking for followers, Johnny. I'm looking for swallowers.
There you go. See, that's what I'm saying.
Now, and I can't wait for us to come across some of these profiles where these women are talking about no friends with benefits, no hookups, because that's really what our show is about tonight. I'm looking for this so I could give everybody the game on what this really means. All right, so let's check Christy out here and see what she's got going on.
Is she really now? Is that really a typo, or is this a scam account that doesn't know how to spell Christy?
She says my name's not pronounced with a lisp. Did you hear,
now,
Johnny?
See, that's funny. I like that.
Unless you have one.
That's awesome.
Sometimes people don't even take the T out. Either way is okay.
What's that?
I'm only into leftist cuties. Class consciousness is hot.
Yeah, liberal men are usually not.
Says she's a Buddhist.
Bless that bitch.
All right.
Good. She can set herself on fire.
I'd love to share with a partner is optimism and resiliency. That's got to be a new prompt. I don't think we've seen that one yet. Well, look, Johnny and I,
I don't
we don't like. Now, look, all right, JD, Johnny and I are, we're really opposing on a few different things, but we essentially want the same thing. We just want to help young men do better at dating. Now, Johnny, and I don't want to speak for him, but there's certain, all right. So what I'm trying to say is that sometimes we view these profiles through different lenses on opposite sides. But ultimately we want the same thing. And it would be kind of boring if we agreed on everything. Now,
yeah,
we do agree on this though. When women start talking about partnership, we don't think that men and women are equal. Now, we're not saying that men are better than women. We're saying that we're not equal.
We have different roles in society.
Because we have different, responsibilities and roles, and they just are not equal. So when I start seeing profiles where women are talking about a partner or building a partnership, this is going to tell me that this is not really a submissive woman that wants to follow somebody's lead. Because in every single dynamic, when it comes to relationships, you're going to have somebody in charge. You're going to have somebody that is responsible for making those decisions within that relationship.
And a leftist cutie is not going to take the lead.
Partner, yeah, she's going to try. If she sees you as a partner, she's going to want you to follow her lead. So,
and by the way, when you try to take charge, she can come back at you and say, I was looking for somebody who's liberal and open-minded and can let a woman take control. And so again, those are the kinds of things that, this is one of those things that sets you from the beginning. Because here's the catch-22, fellas. If she's looking for somebody who's going to give her that progressive kind of relationship, she'll enjoy that for about 15 minutes. Okay. After that, it doesn't even matter how good the D was. The fact is that once she sees she can tell you what to do because you'll let her, because, hey, you agreed to it. Right. Once she sees she can lead you around, whether it's by that or by this, the fact of the matter is that over time, and not very much time, she will lose respect for you. She will start to pull away from you, and she will do all of those things that women start to do when they stop being interested in you. And at that point, again, anytime you argue, she's going to label you, oh, you're kind of controlling. You sound just like those rightists or whatever they call them. And so this is where that cycle is going. It has the potential to not only begin, but continue to repeat itself because you allowed yourself to enter into a relationship. And here's the thing, if this isn't you natural, you decided you were going to dumb down your masculinity to go into a relationship with this kind of woman. She already saw what you were willing to give up to be with her. She already saw that you were willing to relinquish your leadership, your own program to make her team. Okay. This is what is really kind of the underlying meaning when she's saying these kinds of things, because this is a way for her to kind of maintain not only control, because that's not the real crux of it. It's the justification for that control when you're handing it to her every time you do that.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
Okay, she says, my simple pleasures are documentaries, cat cuddles, a good book, rainy day, and thrifting.
You better use those cats.
Sounds so boring, honestly.
Bruh.
I didn't think anybody heard me say that.
Doing that. I don't know. I got too much on my plate to sit around and watch TV, and I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. She's already kind of staying in. She's got the one cat. She'll have several more.
The quickest way to my heart is sincerity and earnestness.
The opposite.
That word just hits the ear all wrong. I mean, I know the word is earnesty, but earnestness just sounds like something that's part of a tongue twister. And I got to tell you, that's not what I meant by Sailor Moon either.
All right, we're going to pass on this one. And this was not the cosplay woman, John. That was the
We're
one
passing
before.
pretty hard on this one.
We are passing pretty hard on that one.
Or pretty limp. I don't know.
Chloe here.
I always kind of like that name, though. I like the name Chloe.
Yeah, that's definitely.
I don't know what it is I like about it, but I like it. Yeah.
Like the way it sounds.
The Kardashian. It's got nothing to do with the Kardashian. I just always like that name. I don't know why.
It's like the way it sounds when you say it, like Chloe.
Yeah, but I mean, like you get to the upper Midwest, they start pronouncing it Chloe. It's just that's when it's not as cool.
All right.
All right, you guys must not
Next
have ever
up,
been
we
to
got
Chicago.
Esther.
I thought you said
25.
I thought you said escort. I was like, wait a minute.
All right, about Esther.
Bumble got all kind of services.
Hold on a second. About Esther, lover of deep conversations and meaningful connections. I value loyalty, honesty, and growth. Looking for something real, not rushed, just intentional.
Okay.
Yeah, so I mean, we're looking to date with intention. This is a conversation starting bio.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, I love deep conversations. We know that's a company line. But I mean, Would you follow it up with meaningful connections? Again, that's also company line. But now you're listing things that you actually and she uses the word value, not prefer, not demand, not prohibit, whatever it is. I value. I like the word value because whenever I get into a committed relationship with a woman, I make sure she understands when I say, I don't need you. I value you. You're not a requirement for my life to continue, but you're a good thing to have my life to continue on a positive path. And if you don't fit that requirement, you're not going to be a committed girlfriend of mine anyway. So,
Mm-hmm.
All right, works out sometimes, drink socially. What makes a relationship great is communication. That's a company line. We see that constantly.
Not that that's
either
wrong,
that or most guys really don't know how to communicate. And we've been over this before, Johnny. Stuff like emotional intelligence, emotional awareness, and being able to read the room.
Mm.
But I think it's more of, okay, when it comes to communication, you really got to watch that you're not leaking emotional energy. Like, you should always be leading with these women. You shouldn't be like dumping, oversharing. That's not good communication.
Right.
What I would guess is, to me, meet me at this spot at this time. Intentional communication, direct communication, not just what did you do today? How was your day? What do you want to eat? That kind of boring stuff.
Yeah, I mean, and the thing of it is for the love of God, don't discuss having been cheated on in the past or any of the heartbreak. I mean, for the love of God, we don't get that serious in conversation here. Look, if you want to sit down with your buddies and have a beer and tell them every hang up you've ever had, he ain't going to hold that against you because you're not trying to date him anyway. All right, this girl is not going to intentionally hold it against you. But again, there are certain things in her mind that's going to say, oh, wow, he's been cheated on a couple of times. What's up with this dude? It's a shitty thing to think, but it is something that does cross the mind.
All right.
Dark part of the mind, but it crosses the mind.
I don't like it when the profile, when the prompts, or when the bio, when it doesn't have much information in it.
Yeah, it doesn't tell us
She's not
anything,
trying
really.
to help me understand her. And
Does it
that's
look
what I want to
performative?
do.
I like the bio. I like the bio to a degree.
She's expecting me to entertain her. She wants me to stand out when she only gives me very little information. What I'd really like to find is someone genuine.
It looks performative.
That's the company line. Yeah.
Well, there are those girls that say, I'd like to find a con artist, aren't there? No? Oh, I guess not. Yeah, definitely company line.
Okay,
but
it just don't give a genuine bio. It gives like what to put in a bio to like have. It just don't give like what she truly probably would. I don't know. It just don't seem like herself. Like she would say those things when you sit there in front of her. In my opinion, those are like
one of the things I wanted to talk about tonight was the things that women say versus the stuff that they respond to.
Yeah, because she chose good words, but
yeah. Go ahead.
Well, that's it. I mean, we all know. I mean, she chose good words, but there was really no substance behind them.
And then what he said, you know what women say versus what they respond to. That's very, very crucial. Very important.
Yep.
All right, let me see here. So I'm checking. I'm doing like 3 things at once, and my internet's lagging tonight, Johnny. I haven't been able to run the banners. We've been having all kind of problems. I apologize for that. All right, so
hey, we're having a good time.
Yeah,
we are. We're probably gonna stay on for at least another 10 or 15 minutes. I'd like to do at least 2 more profiles.
Holy shit! It is 10:30.
Yeah.
I've been learning that myself.
Yeah,
What they respond to, versus what they say. Like, is she someone that responds to what she put in her bio? So
yeah.
yeah.
Well, all right, we're
I mean,
gonna pass on this
ultimately,
one. Let's get
yeah. All in
going.
all, I'm gonna have to say left. Yeah.
All right, let's
I
see
think
what we got here.
we should do the speed round. Yes, go. Yes, go.
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm not.
No, I know. I'm just.
Look, I gotta tell you, I could get so many dates on Bumble that I wouldn't even have time to meet them all. But what I really like to do though is use this more as a tool. I like to break this stuff down for these young men and teach them how to read between the lines, how to spot these patterns. And there are some great women
Gotta
out
put some
here.
dressing on that word salad.
Well, and I also like to help them with their own profiles too, in some instances.
Yeah.
So, all right, just trying to figure out life, she says.
Yeah, 21 I was too.
Oh boy, that's a
And then
hard.
another company line. What makes a relationship great is communication. I never shut up about music. I get way too excited about sunsets. Now we're just going to pass on this. I'd like to find a good profile to break down.
Yeah, plus I can't really deal with the small dogs, man. Look, I love dogs, I do, but like under 20 pounds, I don't like them that much.
I feel you on that one, man.
They're like cats that learned how to bark, And I like cats. Don't get me wrong, I do. I love cats. I got one, but man.
All right, we'll do this profile and then one more, gentlemen, after this one.
All right, let's go.
It says Esther 28. I'm traditional.
Bless that bitch.
I'm adventurous. I love to visit new places.
What decade tradition are we talking here? Because that's a question you got to ask now.
What's that?
What is traditional to somebody who is under the age of 30, though, based on what, era? That's what I'm curious about. You're 28 years old. You were barely born in a year that began with a 1. What do you mean traditional? I got hoodies older here. What do you mean traditional?
Well, I would really find out about her parents. Okay, so here's the thing. I don't like to ask women questions because women don't like to be interviewed on dates. So what I do is I talk about myself and what I got going on. And when a woman is into you, she reciprocates that energy. And you start talking about your family, she's going to bring up her family and start talking about her family. And if you found out she'd never met her dad or her dad's never been in her life, then I might wonder what she means by traditional values. However, if this woman's parents are married, that's probably a pretty good indication of what she means by traditional.
Yeah, I mean, that would at least be a good indicator. And notice we're not saying things that she can necessarily control, but we do need to know what we're getting into here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, there's certain past trauma. The ladies, if you have it, I am not equipped to deal with it.
She says, I'm hoping you are genuine, love yourself because you can't give what you don't have.
Now, see, that's what we preach to you young men. Now, I don't know if she means that or not, but I'm telling you guys, if you don't like yourself to the point where you want to share yourself, you got no business on this app. No business on this app.
She says, I'm known for
she's pretty much asking
advice.
for
that. I hope she means giving good advice to her friends. I hope you guys aren't out here taking women's advice on shit.
Bruh. I could just see the guy that strikes out with her and then like texts her, be like, hey, if it's not too much trouble, can you give me some notes as to what made me, not attractive to you? That's the only way you can make it more obvious.
That's insane. Insane.
I've known guys that have done that.
That is insane.
And honestly, to a logically thinking mind, it almost sounds like it would be a great idea, except it isn't.
All right. So when I see searching for a relationship in the little prompt here, basically what that's telling me is she doesn't want low effort interactions. She doesn't want to be used casually. And she's probably like protecting her time and her energy. What is it about this profile I like so much?
I mean, honestly, in a nutshell, I think she's really just asking to meet somebody with some self-confidence. That's it. I mean, honestly, you could get rid of the rest of that word salad and go right down to the spinach and realize that this girl's looking for somebody who carries himself confidently, can lead. And, that's what I believe she means by love yourself, respect yourself, and, then get at me. It doesn't get much clearer than that when it comes to what you should be presenting. This is not an act, young men. This is a display of what you already love about yourself. And please tell me you discover that before you try anything like this.
100%.
All right, JD, what do you think about this profile?
She's
this
definitely
popped up on your Bumble. You swiping left or you swiping right?
She's definitely interesting. I will swipe right. She's clear on like what she want. It seems like she's very clear on like what she's looking for, and it's definitely something I would definitely want to invest in as far as like leading to talking more. So it's not really more overanalyzing I'm trying to do here, but it's really clear and simple.
Hey, look, never apologize for the way you vet, man.
I'm going to swipe right on her because I see something in here that's a little interesting to me. This woman is in Cleveland, but it says she lives in Virginia. So I need to know a little bit more about that. I'm going to swipe right.
We're in traveler mode here, baby. She in Shaker Heights doing that shake.
Okay, look. There is something to be said for women that are just passing through your area and they're only going to be there a good time. It's your responsibility to show them a good time while they're there, Johnny.
Hey, you're right about that.
In my city.
And since you don't have but a few days to get through that whole getting to know you phase, hey.
All right, last profile for the night, gentlemen. Then we're going to log off. We got Amber, 34. Okay, she's got a bio here, Johnny. Mom, active, introvert, who also enjoys being social. I love to travel. Am a little bougie, and very passionate about volunteering, fostering animals, and helping people in need.
Bless that bitch.
Moved here from Utah. Culture shock. Hello.
Oh boy.
I'm too old to be here, so let's hurry this up.
Hell no.
We got a Utah girl who don't swear. Yeah, I mean, so okay. We're an introvert, which checks out. I've known a few Utah ladies. Loves to travel and is a little bougie. Okay, we're making sure that this guy that this dream guy she meets at least makes a decent amount of money. Now I don't know if it's because she wants to be taken care of or because she doesn't want to have to take care of somebody else. Hey, to be fair, could be either one. By the way, anybody has an experience like that, leave that in the comments. Those are great stories too. But I mean, if nothing else, I mean, we're looking at a little more specificity than we're used to, which is good. She's got the right look to her. I would love to know. I mean, obviously she's definitely introverted. She's definitely going to be in a very, very different world in Ohio or Pennsylvania, coming from a place like Utah. I mean, I don't know if anybody's been out that way. It's definitely different.
All right, I got to be careful with the profile here. There is a kid in it.
Oh,
and
no,
it's cool. We're just not going to show that part. I caught the arm in the background.
And
it says she drinks socially. I like that. A review by a friend. She's actually the most incredible human I've ever met. 10 out of 10 recommend.
Bruh. Stop the cap.
Every one of her friends would rate her a 10 out of 10. I'm sure of it.
And then take you aside later and say, she cheated on her last boyfriend. So,
Yeah, some shit like that. stuff.
Okay,
like that.
well, all right. Let me give you a little bit of game on this.
Are these
When
her
you
Utah friends saying this? Because I really that does make a difference.
All right. So sometimes women will hide you from their friends. Sometimes they'll show you off. It just kind of depends on some of her past experiences. Now, what can happen if you're like really cracking this woman, dog? I mean, you're just him. She's going to tell all her friends about the little kinky things you're doing to her. And some of those
Algorithm.
friends are going to take notes and pay attention. And some of them you might not hear from right away, but hey, you know what? Sometimes relationships run their course. Sometimes people go their separate ways. And I'll tell you, those friends that she was telling that stuff to about all that freaky stuff you did, they will slide on you one day, sir. I promise you.
Hey,
Oh,
you're
listen.
100% right about that.
Man, look,
100%.
I can't tell you how many of my ex-girlfriend's friends would hit me up after we broke up. I mean, they try to be classy about it and like wait like 3-4 weeks, you know, before they did it. They didn't want to like jump right on it right away. But either that or they wanted to make sure it was really over, which I also get. But yeah, man, I mean, look, ladies, and especially if you're any one of my exes watching, please tell me that you trust your best friends implicitly, because I can name a.
Bruh.
I'm not gonna, but I could. And listen, I'm just gonna tell a lot of y'all out there that I've dated. Your friends are not as close as you think. Just saying.
And
They
that
don't want to
right
accept that
there
truth.
is all you need to know about bitches.
They don't want to accept that truth that they friend. You feel me? Some of them do not want to accept that.
I mean, hey, look, I wouldn't want to accept that people I trusted couldn't be trusted either. But man,
They
I mean,
friends be surface level as
This is
hell.
why I say some women will keep you away from their friends because they know what their friends are already on. They know what time it is with their friends.
you know, I'm going to make a storytelling short sometime this week talking about a couple of those. I'll be as vague and anonymous as I can get away with, but you're going to need to hear some of these stories.
All right. She says, I'm hoping you like trying new things, places, restaurants, events.
Okay.
Hey, hashtag her debit card works too. Let me tell you
Absolutely.
something. I will go try new things, new places, new restaurants, new events. And
Picklesburg.
when you give them a reason to, they'll pull that debit card out and pay for that.
Hey, man.
All right, Johnny, I got to skip over one part of this profile here. And let me just see if there's anything else. And I got to tell you guys, so far, I'm thinking about swiping right on this one.
Hey, she seems very interesting. I'm not gonna lie. Me personally, she's way older than me, but she seems very interesting. Definitely, probably got some great
Well, look,
stories to
Cleveland
tell.
area.
Don't
Hey, man,
let
go
that
get that cake by the
discourage
lake.
you. I'm telling you, don't shoot your shot at these women in their 30s. Okay, they could help you out in ways you never imagined. I'm just
facts.
telling you, if you're attracted to her, do not let that age gap be a thing at all. I mean, look, I'll
I
talk
need
to
to
you a little bit off
experiment.
camera on that. If you want a little bit of game on how to get at
Yeah,
some
yeah,
older
yeah. I
women,
need to.
I got you.
I need to experiment with some older women. I feel like
No one's ever going to think about
Absolutely.
the age gap nearly as much as you anyway, so don't worry about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
facts.
That was, listen, and that was the thing too. When I was back in college, I was like 20, 21 years old, and I was dating a girl who was like 27. And the reason I did that was because when you're a college guy and you're with a hot college girl, you might be at a party, you sneak off and you go off somewhere by yourselves, right? And she's going to do that thing where she's like, oh, I'm just going to try to make you talk me into it until 5 a.m., and then maybe something might happen. But the girls in their late 20s, early 30s, man, their thing was, all right, let's get naked. What are we doing? Are we doing this or what? I actually have a job to get to in the morning. So if we're getting it on, let's
Hey,
get it on, right?
facts.
Yeah.
And that was always something I loved.
Yeah, and then you don't hear from them until it's time to crack them again. Love it.
Yeah.
Right.
All
I mean,
right.
because their whole thing wasn't you haven't called. Her whole thing was, dude, I've been working overtime. So yeah, it's cool that you haven't called.
I'm not gonna lie. You're 100% correct because I was 18 dealing with this woman. She was like 22, and that was the experience. You feel me? Ever since
Oh,
then,
yeah,
I was like,
man. I
damn, I love older women. Shit.
That's what's up.
Now, I am
All
going
right,
to say that
so-
at 45, I'll be 46 on Saturday. Now, there is a cutoff after a while. So I'm just going to let you know that it does kind of even out after a while just because biology takes its course right around 35, 37 for them. And so,
Right.
hey, that's cool. But look, if she looks great, if it's something you're interested in, if something you like, hey, man, do it.
Good time, not a long time.
Yeah,
All right,
I was
I'm
saying, just
swiping
understand
right
it's got
on
a
this
shelf life. It really does.
Bless that bitch.
Bro, I like that soundboard.
You saw the hoodie, right?
All right.
Mercedes.
Y'all want to go through Mercedes' profile?
Yeah, she seems pretty interesting. She's
All
look
right,
attractive.
we'll make this our last profile for the night. Mercedes, 34 here. She says, "Hi, I'm Mercedes. I have a cat named Gigi. She's my girl. I'm a child adolescent mental health social worker. I've been a social worker for over 11 years. I love it. I'm a homebody. I love all things spiritually. I'm chubby, so if you aren't down with the thickness, move along."
If the thickness gives you sickness.
Now, Johnny, we see this in some of these profiles. These women are, it's almost like they care about their weight more than we do.
I got to be honest with you. I kind of care about their weight a little bit. You know, for physical appearance, the kind of attraction I have, I care.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing for me is here's the thing. What I've noticed on these what do you call them? Ads, profiles. Yeah, there it is. So whenever they say, "Hey, I'm a little thick," you usually want to upgrade that by one category. She says she's thick and admits to being thick, she's probably a little chubby. If she says she's chubby, it might mean she's getting to that borderline obesity thing. Now, I've only seen one shot of her from here up, so maybe I'm being judgmental. But I have noticed that whatever they admit to, they're probably a little bit further along than that. Look, it's just something I've noticed.
You're 100% correct.
Here's the thing. Like, when guys put women on a pedestal, they look down at them because they see themselves as so flawed, and they're wondering, why are you pedestalizing me? They're looking at themselves in the mirror like they're not pretty. And
then they think even less of you for putting them on a pedestal because they already don't think highly of themselves.
Right. Yeah.
She might think she's chubby, but in reality, this chick could be thicker than a Snickers and it be in all the right places, bro.
Hey, you're 100% right.
But she looks at herself like she's chubby.
Well, and that's just it. Now you've lacked that confidence that I'm going to need to see in a woman, though.
It's just low confidence, low self-esteem.
Yeah.
All right. She says, let's see what we got here in her profile. If I could bring back one trend, it would be 2016 makeup.
Well, what does that even mean?
I mean, the thing of it is, now see that's a meaningless statement to me. Here's why. That statement is meaningless to me because, first of all, I'm convinced that the women do not wear makeup for us. I'm convinced they wear it for each other. The reason I say that is because I've never said this. I've never heard anybody else say this. I mean, imagine if we were all sitting there going, "Gosh, I would date her, but her eyelashes are just not long enough for me, and I don't like the shade of lipstick she wears."
Bruh.
And they
never heard that in my life.
Right. And then if you do say that, they'll be like, "Well, I don't work for you."
I'm telling you, there are women I won't date because there's women that I won't date because they look a mess, dog. I'm talking like them lashes that look like they got fan blades on there.
Look, it doesn't take a genius to tell whether or not a woman takes care of herself. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, like, we don't care what if you do take care of yourself. We just don't give a crap what color your eyeshadow is. They still wear eyeshadow. I don't even know.
As long as it looks,
they wear eyeshadow.
I mean, her skin looks pretty clear. I mean, to have that in there, she's like,
but
what,
other than that, I have no idea what that means.
Out of anything she could have said, she said 2016 makeup.
See what else we got in here.
See, I got to take her word for that.
Now I have to research 2016 makeup.
And I'll give you the game on how to get her eyelashes stuck to her forehead too. All right, she says, when my phone dies.
No, man.
That is
when my phone dies, I'll read on my Kindle.
frontal lobe is underdeveloped.
Man,
Kendall in 2026, man.
I didn't hear
I
nothing
get
after
out
the
of a
eyelashes
bad
comment.
mood by meditation.
Well, I mean, at least it's not by breaking dishes.
All right.
I mean, that's a plus.
Yep. Breaking stuff she don't want no more. You ever had a woman start breaking stuff she don't want no more?
Yes.
Wow.
Man, I know.
Oh man, I should just stop.
That got to be entertaining.
All right, there's not enough in this profile to make me swipe on it. This might be a great woman. I might really enjoy having a drink with her. I might have a great time with her, but I'm never going to know it's because how she's presented herself here tonight.
Right.
Yeah, like, what's up with those eyelashes, right?
No,
man.
She do look pretty thick.
Yeah,
though. I mean,
that's she's definitely
Yeah.
she might be a good woman, like you said. Her profile is just empty; it has no substance.
Yeah, it's not a whole lot to it. I smile though.
Right, like we could really teach some of these women on how to have better dating profiles. Because if she just presented a little bit better version of her, and you know what, she probably got all kind of guys in the DMs trying to date her right now.
I mean, maybe
a lot of women do.
Yeah.
No, they do.
Yeah,
like even
they
the
sure
ones
do.
that you and I don't find attractive, Johnny. There are still guys trying to smash them.
Hey, I get it. Different strokes, different folks. You know?
Yep.
All right, where's she at? How far away from me?
I mean, she it looks like she went to the University of Akron, and I'm kind of rolling.
Got two right swipes tonight, Johnny.
We don't have any right swipes tonight, man. Or do we? We have the one.
Hey, that's crazy though too. I can tell when they're like from Akron or Warren versus Youngstown or like Cleveland or Pittsburgh. It's like the women with the profiles from Cleveland and Pittsburgh, they're a little more bougie. The women from like Akron, Youngstown, Warren, they're like a little more hood. They're like I don't know how to explain it, man. I'll lead with examples next time.
Well, I only knew with her because she had an Akron.
Yeah.
HBCU right there.
Oh, did she?
Akron?
All right,
No.
I'm going
I was gonna say.
pass on Mercedes tonight.
Yep. This Mercedes is turning left.
We're gonna go ahead and wrap this up tonight. I really didn't get any of the no friends with benefits profiles I was really hoping to break down tonight, but you know, hey, there's always next week.
Yeah, and I mean, you know, like 100%. I say, make sure you guys are tuning in on Monday nights because we got some... Oh, sorry. We got a delay here.
No, Johnny, go ahead and wrap it up for us.
Yeah, guys, I mean, make sure you check us out Monday night, 9:35 p.m. We got 3 really good questions, possibly 4. And by the way, don't be afraid to interrupt a question. Please give us a call with any questions or comments you might have as far as that goes. But until then, remember, we got an entire weekend ahead of us. And your uncle's here. We're on a budget. We don't have bail money to help you out. So please keep the drugs and alcohol to a minimum. But if you do drink, don't drive. And if you do drive, don't park. Accidents cause people. Good night.
Hey, JD, before we wrap up, I want you to tell everybody where they can follow you at on social media, where they can find you at. Go plug yourself, sir.
The Real JD Faith on TikTok and Real JD Fit on Instagram. Those are my socials. Definitely give me a follow if you like my page, and hey, going up from there. And thank you so much, Johnny and Certified Unc.
Yeah, baby.
All right, we'll be back Monday night, everybody. Appreciate you watching. God bless the real. We out.
Yes, sir.
Maybe. I don't know what's going on with StreamYard. Now it's going to tell me I can't end.
Sorry, folks. You're stuck with us all night.
Stuck with us. Bro,
Bruh.
what is up with my internet tonight?